Hi there, my name's Alison and I'm the Frugal Knitter. Welcome to my podcast. I think this is episode 4 or 5, I can't remember now. Haven't done too many just yet, and my last podcast was just before Christmas, so it's really good to be back. And first of all, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has subscribed, has commented and liked. It has absolutely blown me away. All the lovely comments and everything. And I'm nearly at, well, between, I can't remember what I am, but it's over 900 subscribers already. So I'm chuffed to bits about that. So next time, what I think I'll do is I will, as soon as I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway or something. Yeah, so thank you very much indeed. It's much appreciated. Keep your comments coming in because I do like to read them and I do answer them all. But thank you, it's been absolutely wonderful. So, as I said, I'm the Frugal Knitter. You can also find me on Ravelry as the Frugal Knitter 2, and that is the number 2, not 2 written, the Frugal Knitter and then number 2. I haven't got much on there at the moment because it's something that's only been going on for, last couple of months or so. And to be honest, whenever I finish something, I forget to put it on there. But I am going to try and go back and upload things that projects that I've already done. So yeah, you can get me on there as well. Somebody mentioned to me the other day, do I have an Instagram account? I don't for my knitting at the moment. I used to read a lot of books and do a lot of reading. I used to do book reviews as well. So at the moment I'm on there as the book bothy. But yeah, so I'm going to try and open another account there, and I will try and be active on Instagram as well this year. That is one of the things I want to try and aim for. So that's good. So today I haven't got that much to show you. I've got some acquisitions, well, Christmas presents. And I hope Christmas was, good to you and the new year, and you had a good new year as well. Our Christmas was very quiet. Christmas Day, I actually fell ill in the evening. I wasn't very well at all. Yeah, so that was a bit of a shame. I was hoping to get lots of knitting done, and because I felt ill for a week, then I didn't really get much done at all. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I was so lethargic. Sorry if I haven't if you haven't been here before. I'm actually in the Scottish borders, midway between Edinburgh and Newcastle. My friend came to visit Christmas and I went to visit them New Year, and I managed to get to a new wool shop that I'd never been before. My thing is for this year is we've just started taking up walking again and hiking. So last year I had to put it on hold because I had a bit of an accident with my knees. I haven't got very good knees anymore. I've lost the cartilage in them, basically. And so I'm trying to build up the strength in my legs because we're hoping to walk the Great Glen Way in May and the Hadrian's Wall Walk in July. And we've also booked onto the Kilt Walk in Glasgow for the end of April. So I want to get as much walking in as possible. So what I thought I would do is, when I'm visiting my friend in Glasgow, is try and find all the wool shops that there are in Glasgow and visit them. And what I should do is either walk there and back, or I'll perhaps go out on the train or the bus and then walk back, depending on how far they are. But if anybody's seen my other podcast, you know that I've already been to the Yarn Cake. That was my first one. And the one that I went to over the New Year is one that I didn't even know existed, and I think it's called the Bargain Wool Shop. If you're in Glasgow, you might know it. It's a lady with bargain wool, basically. She only stocks acrylic yarn, so it's a particularly good shop if you want to be knitting for charities or children. I'll show you what I picked up there later. If you do decide to go along though, remember to take cash. She only takes cash. So I picked all my wool and everything else that I wanted, and well, I say yarn, because it was acrylic. Went to pay for it. Oh, I only take cash. So I then had to walk about another half a mile up the road and back to go and get some cash out of a machine, and it was belting down with rain. So just be warned, if you do go there, you need cash. But she's a lovely lady, and it is stocked from top to bottom with bargain price yarns. Not any particular brands that I've ever really kind of heard of. But as I say, that it's good enough if you're knitting for charity and you want to churn quite a bit out and you haven't got the cash to spare to do so. So anyway, so I went there. I walked actually all the way. I walked into town, into Glasgow, and then I walked then from the town centre. It was about another, I don't know, but altogether I did 9 miles that day. So actually from where I was staying in Glasgow up to the shop and back, it was 9 miles. So I was quite pleased that I managed to put all those steps in. Yeah, and actually got something in return because I got to the workshop. So hoping next time when I go up, I shall do another one. So really looking forward to that. I'm not sure when I'm going, because when I do go, a friend and I, we really do lots of walking. So I want to leave it until we've got some decent weather. For anybody that doesn't know me, I'm also a dog trainer, and I train dogs in classes in the evenings. I also do one-to-ones. So I'm lucky enough that during the daytime I managed to get to a couple of knit groups. I was at one yesterday, and I was at one today as well. So really lucky about them. So I think that's all. I think I've told you everything that I've been doing. I haven't really been doing much at all. As I said, I did want to get more knitting done, but I just wasn't feeling like it. And in fact, I was in one of those peculiarly funny moods that I just didn't know what I wanted to knit. I've spent a bit of time on socks. I spent a bit of time on this jumper. I haven't really got much to show you that I finished, but I will show you. But first of all, I'll show you what I'm wearing. And this is, I haven't finished it yet. This is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knits, which needs no introduction whatsoever. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Charisma. It's 100% wool, and I picked this wool up when I went to the Yarn Cake in Glasgow, and I got 12 balls of wool to do this. It's the mustard colour, which is, I've got my notes written down here, is colour 52. So what I've finished one sleeve there, I don't know if you can see it, and I'm happy with the length. I did size number 4. I've got 100cm bust, and it's just working out the size is good. I like the neck, it's just at the right position where I like it. I don't like big gaping necks. I don't like really tight ones, so that's just nice. I like that. I'm really proud of this because it's the first full size sweater that I've done on circular needles. The only other one that I did was the ranunculus, and I did it with short sleeves. So I'm really proud of it. I know it's just no frills, but that's what I wanted because I'm not used to knitting on circular needles for larger garments. So this is the first one I've really done, so I wanted to make sure it was something quite simple. Anyway, so I've got this far. I was hoping to finish this off this morning at Knit Group, but as with all knit and natters, you natter more than you knit. And I've probably got about 3 rows done this morning. So that's that. I've just got to finish off that sleeve. I've not got much to do. That'll be done this evening. And then the actual sweater's quite short. So that is the length. I don't know, it's rolling up at the minute. See if I can show you. I'll stand on my toes. That is the length where it comes to, and that's far too short for me. Obviously, there's the ribbon band to put on there, but I still wasn't happy with the length. I wanted it longer, so I just left it on the needles. And what I thought I would do is just see how much wool I've got left and then I'll add the bottom on after I've finished the sleeves, just so that I know that I've got enough. As it happens, I've got 2 balls left, 2 complete balls, plus, if I can reach it, the one that I'm attached to, and wrap around the chair leg, and that one as well. So that's easily more than enough to finish the sleeve. And then I've got 2 balls which I can use to put a couple of inches onto that bottom of the sweater, plus the ribbon. So I've got more than enough. It doesn't need too much on because I think the ribbon's quite wide on it anyway, but I just wanted to make it a bit longer. So I'm really pleased with that. It's really simple. If you've never made a jumper before, or this is like me, it's the first one on circular needles, it is just so simple, so easy. It's got some German short rows at the back. The only thing is, I didn't have, I can't remember what size needle. I think it was it 3.5 you needed for the ribbon, and I didn't have a 3.5, so I used a 3.25. And the ribbon is quite wide on it, but it's fine and I love it. And I did find that this Charisma wool was a little bit rough, but somebody messaged me and they said to me, yeah, you know, when it's washed it goes a lot softer, so I'm hoping that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it so far, and I want to get it done as soon as possible because I love it. So I'm just going to take this off because it's not too warm, but I'm flapping with needles and bits of loose cotton. So I'll be back in a sec. Oh, I didn't show you what I was drinking. So this is a mug which I picked up out of a charity shop for 50p. I really like it, and on it it's got written, "Happiness is handmade," and yeah, and in there I've got green tea. And I'm drinking green tea. I wasn't that keen on it to begin with, but apparently it helps if you've got arthritis in your knees. So I'm drinking loads of it because if it helps, then I don't care. I'll drink anything. So this is what I've got. Oh, that's good actually. So anyway, what am I going to show you? What finished objects, which I don't have many. And one of them is a bit of a cheat as well. It's this hot water bottle cover. Now this my daughter wanted, and she wanted it now. So I actually found a pattern to use on, so I could use my Sentro knitting machine, which is just, I don't know if you can see it, it's just here. So I did it on that, and I'll tell you about the top bit in a minute. And I didn't know what wool to use. It's a pattern by a lady, I've got it written down here. She's on YouTube and she's called Crafty Cath. And if you've got a Sentro knitting machine, she's absolutely brilliant. She's, as I say, she's on YouTube. It's a free pattern. She's done it in lovely pastel colours, and she's called it the Cath Kidstone inspired hot water bottle cover. And this took me just one evening to make. I think she's done it in Aran. I didn't have any Aran that was suitable, so I've actually used 2 strands of double knit. The machines do tend to work better with a thicker yarn. I think mainly worsted weight, obviously, but in the UK we can use Aran. So I say I whipped this up in an evening. It was dead simple. It's double thickness because it's an invert. Well, you push one end of the tube into the other to make this top bit, and then the small bit at the top I use my small circular knitting machine, which I'll show you later, because I found it that very day. I bought that this very day. That's one of my acquisitions, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. I was so pleased to find it. So I got straight to work with it and made this hot water bottle cover, and it's brilliant. And she puts her hot water in it at about 10 o'clock at night, and it's still warm the next morning, so it's really well insulated. Now the wool that I use on this you might recognise, because I actually pinched it from another project that I was doing, which was, if I've got it here, this is one of my Emma Ball bags with a bunch of knitters on, and I just love that bag. It's so jazzy and fun. And I was knitting, I don't know if anybody remembers, if they was watching one of my previous podcasts, I was knitting the Highland Heathers cable sweater, and it's in Stylecraft, 100% acrylic, and the actual yarn's called Highland Heathers. I don't have the ball band. I don't think I've got the ball band here. Anyway, I started to knit it, and I got this far. I just got that far with it. So I don't know if you can see the cable there. Now, as you know, I've taken up knitting in the round, and I enjoy it so much. The thought of having to do a front and a back, backwards and forwards, I just couldn't, I just didn't want to do it. And knitting's supposed to be fun, we're supposed to enjoy it, and I don't want it anymore. So what I'm going to do is just pull that out, and I've got all the wool actually that I bought for it. So I think there was four of these and 2 of the darker blue. So, because I can easily, it wasn't expensive for, it's only acrylic, so I shall put that to some charity use or something, knit something else, something for the grandchildren with it. But yeah, so I pinched the wool to do that. Yeah, so she was dead pleased with that, and I say it only took me an evening. So that was really good. As I say, I'm going to discard this. The thought of working with 2 needles now just totally puts me off. I don't think I can do it. Maybe if it was like a child's, something for a child, but not for myself. I mean, it's just too labour intensive. I just don't fancy it. That's in the bin. Right, here we go. What else did I make? Not a lot. I haven't even done in the ends yet. I was going to be making 4 or 5 of these for my Secret Santa, and so I was going to do one in the gold, one in the, it's sort of like a greeny colour. That is about the right colour. The light's fading here, but that is about a true colour to what it is. So I'm going to do one in gold, one in the green, one in plain natural colour, and the other one, what was the colour? Red. So I was going to do the 4, wrap them up in a bow, and then perhaps put some sweets or something with it. I was so busy before Christmas, I never got them finished. So I've got 2 nice dishcloths for myself, once I've sewed in the ends, because you can never have enough dishcloths, can you? And these are great. I've done them in the 24/7 cotton by Lion Brand. It is a Lion Brand pattern. All it is a metered square with your yarn overs at each end. Well, just one end you're doing a yarn over, and then when you go back the other way you're knitting 2 together. So that's that. So I've got those, which I just need to do the ends. And I went to knit group yesterday, and it was decided just before Christmas that we was going to start knitting hats for charity. I usually knit for a charity called Stitches for Hope down in, I think they're based in Essex, and all their stuff goes off to Eastern Europe, the Ukraine, places like that. But a couple of ladies, they wanted to start knitting for more local charities, so I shall still knit for my own charity, but they wanted to do for local ones. So I think we're doing them for Oxfam, and they wanted us all to do some hats. I didn't think that we was going to be starting doing the hats until we got back in the new year, but I turned up yesterday and they all had a bundle of hats and I didn't. So thank goodness I've got my machine, because this took me 40 minutes from beginning to end, and I just think it's absolutely lovely. It's just plain knitting. It's 120 rows on, as I say, my Sentro's 48 needles, so it's just 120 rows. So you end up with the big long double-sided, so all you do is you pull in either end, so you've got a long tube. You push your tube in like we did with the hot water bottle, sort of like one inside the other, and then you just turn the rim up. So that's your tube. In there's the other one I've sewn up to the top, just so it doesn't budge. And yeah, and these hats are great because they fit sort of like, I suppose that would be what, an 8 to 10-year-old head. I've got a very, very small head, embarrassingly small. When I buy a riding hat, I have to buy out the child section. I've got a really small head, and on me, it's, as you can see, it's nice and snug. It goes right over my ears. It's a lovely hat, but it also stretches. It stretches. It would fit a man, actually. So these are great for charity, because they can dish them out because they just about fit anybody. So yeah, so I was really pleased with that. The yarn that I used was, I'll show you it now, it's part of my acquisitions, but when I went to the bargain wool shop in Glasgow, I picked up, she had a pack of 10 100-gram balls for £10. So that was really cheap, because I know that the big 500-gram balls you buy of Aran acrylic, they're usually, I think down the garden centre, between £12 and £14. So yeah, so that's brilliant. So I've got 1,000 grams for £10, and it is really soft. It is lovely. It's called Majestic Aran, and I wasn't sure how much of a bargain it was. It wasn't that much cheaper than on eBay. And on eBay, I think it's only like £1.25 a ball or something. So yeah, it's really good value. It's lovely and soft. Ideal for charities or even for children, knitting for children as well. So I've got all that. So I should get, I've used about 3/4 of a ball. So I don't know how many hats I'll get out of this. I think I'll get about 12, 13 hats out of these balls. So yeah, so I was really pleased. So that is what I carried home after I'd gone to the bargain wool shop in Glasgow. I was carrying that back. So that was that. I'll show you what else I got there from there in a moment. So that was that. So that's all I've actually made since my last podcast, which was a week before Christmas. So you might hear some rumbling around because I think my other daughter's just come in. I've got one downstairs. She's on study leave. She's about to take her exams coming up, and the other one just went back to college today. So as I said before, I couldn't work out, I didn't know what to knit over the holidays. I couldn't make up my mind. First I was doing one thing, then I was doing something else. When I went up to Glasgow, I took with me my Habitation throw. Habitation throw by Helen Stewart, and I'm doing it in botanical yarns. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you this very well, because I think did I stop in the... I'm not going to be able to show you this very well because I actually finished, I didn't finish a row, so I can't really... Oh my god, this isn't very good. Got needles sticking through. Right, okay, so can't see this very well. The yarn for this I purchased when I went to the show at Harrogate. There we go, I'll show you a bit better like that. And I did a tiny corner. I started off there, and I said, oh, I want to get it done by Christmas. Did I? Echoes like, that is how far I've got. not very far at all, but it's I'm using a Say Botanical yarn. It's got it written down here. It's 4-ply superwash, 75% merino, 25% nylon. So I'm presuming it could be used for socks as well, because I got it, I've shown you this before, but they're little skeins like this, and they're all in variegated. I've got them variegated. It's all going up in this shade here, so it goes from light to dark, and then it goes on to these. I got these, they was on offer, so I should gradually go from these colours to these colours, but I might keep some back to do a pair of socks. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so that's coming along nicely. I just pick it up as and when, or if I'm going visiting in Glasgow, I like to take this because I can then sit and watch TV or whatever, or film with them, and I don't have to think too much about what I'm doing. It's a dead simple pattern, and it's really nice, and I love the yarn. It reminds me of raspberries. Yes, I love it. It's really nice. So that's that. So I'm not going to get it finished anytime soon, but I didn't expect to really. I'm just doing a bit now and again. Right, so that's that. I've also I've done a bit more to my socks. So I started on the Boxy rib socks by the Winwick mum. I've got a little bit. I've just started on the heel there, and put my glasses on so I can see. Yeah, so that's it. The pattern's in this book that she's got. It's just a little leaflet book, and I'm doing the Boxy rib socks. I've only ever done vanilla socks before, so I just wanted to start with something simple. You can't really see the pattern, to be honest, very well on them because of the yarn, the colours, but it's nice because it's nice and stretchy, and these will go great in a pair of walking boots. So I'm pleased with those. I just wish now over Christmas I just stuck to one project and just got something done, because I could have easily done that jumper, and I could have easily finished these socks, but nope. Yeah, I just didn't know what I wanted. So anyway, so they're on the go. My daughter, both my daughters, they also want some more socks, they've told me. So I don't know, one of them might get these, or I might just keep these for myself and then start on new ones for them. One of my daughters is coming with me, walking a lot, because we're gonna, as I said before, we're gonna be doing the Great Glen Way and the hopefully, fingers crossed, as long as my knees hold out, the Hadrian's Wall walk. So she'll be needing more socks as well. She's just got a new pair of walking boots, leather ones, so she's wanting some new socks to go with them. So she might end up with these, or I might have these and I might knit her another pair. And then I've got a friend, well, my friend up in Glasgow said to me, oh, could you make me some, because they might be coming with us as well. They do a lot of walking, and what did I pick up? It's in with me acquisitions. I'll show you that later. Actually, no, I'll show you now. So the wool that I got for the next pair, I've never used this. So if anybody's used this Drops Fable, I've only ever used West Yorkshire Spinners sock wool before. I've never used Drops. So if anybody's got experience with using this Drops Fable and how it wears, please let me know, because I shall be knitting some more, and I shall need some more sock yarn. I think I usually like to order it before I've run out, sort of like doing one pair of socks and I'll order for the following pair of socks, so I've got a pair on the go all the while. So if you can tell me how this Drops Fable wears in boots, specifically walking boots, then let me know, because it would be nice before I buy the next lot, because I think this is a bit cheaper than the West Yorkshire spinners, so if I can get this, then I probably would. But this is for a pair of size 9s. Now, both my daughters and myself are size 5, and our widths of our feet are very, very similar, so I can knit a pair of socks, and it'll fit one of us. But these I have to knit in a size 9. I've never knit big socks before, so yeah, I mean, I know what I'm doing, but yeah, I don't know how much longer it would take me to knit a size 9 as opposed to a size 5. So that's that. Right, so I'm having a swig of tea. So I've showed you what I'm finished. Showed you what I'm knitting on at the moment, which is just the socks, the Habitation throw, and my no frills sweater. Acquisitions. Right, first of all, I'm going to show you what I got for Christmas. A linen bowl. I really love this, and at the moment I've got it sitting on my windowsill as an ornament because it's so nice. A lot of the time I knit with balls of wool. I have been using it when I've been rolling up the skeins for the Habitation throw, so when I went to Glasgow this came with me, but it's just lovely, and I'd always wanted one, so one of my daughters got me this. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that, and it's going to get lots and lots of use. Yeah, really like it, and even if it doesn't, it makes a really good ornament, so yeah, I really like that. I think she got it off of eBay or somewhere. Another one of my daughters knows that I'm into my charity knitting, so she went out and she got me those from the local factory shop, and that's yarn fair, so it's 5 times 100 grams, so I suppose really I've got enough there to knit a jumper, but I don't know what I should do with it yet. It's caramel colour, but it's very, very similar to the jumper that I'm knitting at the moment. So she got me that, so I should put that to some good use, probably charity knitting, or my other daughter's wanting a jumper, so I might even use it for that. She also got me a nice blue colour. She likes blue, so you never know, there might have been a method in her madness there. You ever knit anything, she always wants it in blue. So that's just, again, acrylic double knitting wool craft. It'll come in handy. And what else did I get? Oh, now, when I was at the bargain wool shop in Glasgow, I couldn't believe the price of their sock wool. It's by Woolcraft again, so oh, rip my ball band. But yeah, so I picked up a pink, which I think will do for Emily, who's not the one that's walking with us, but she still likes knitted socks because she's doing an animal care course at college, and very often they're working outside in all weathers and with wellies and steel toe caps, so yeah, so to have pop a pair of socks is nice, and she likes those, so I think she's claimed the pink colour for her. And I think this, I'm pretty sure it was about £4.50 for 100 grams, so I think that was really good value. And if I'd known then that my friend was going to ask for a pair of socks, I could have got the wool from there, but it certainly wasn't worth going all the way back up to Glasgow just to get the wool. So that's great. So that's, oh no, it's fell off. I'm hopeless. Right, okay, so that's that. What else did I buy? We're coming to the end now. I was in the charity shop. Next few things are charity shop finds, actually. I was in the charity shop and I picked up these. They're just, excuse the noise. And I picked up, I did weigh them, and I think that one, and that one. I think these, I think that's the same, it's just that it's wound up a bit tighter. These are all about 40 grams each, and they are really sheepy smelling. They are pure wool, untreated, absolutely lovely. They smell really, really sheepy. but there's no ball bands or anything, and the colours go together. They're obviously what's been left over from a project, so I don't know what I can do with them. It's not particularly soft wool. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'll use them for yet, but they're all great colours that go together, and it was only £1, so I got those. What else did I get? The very best thing. I showed you the hot water bottle cover that I did. Where's it gone? So I did this on my Sentro 48 needle. And she'd asked for this hot water bottle cover, and I said, well, I can't really do it. The only thing I'll do is pick up the stitches and knit the top bit myself, because on the actual pattern it tells you to use a mini Sentro machine, which I did have, but I actually sold it last summer, and as soon as I sold it I regretted selling it. I know I'm going to need it one day. And yeah, and I did. I needed it for this. And it was funny because the very next day I was in Kelso. I'd just come away from my knit group. This was just before Christmas. And I went into the local charity shop. And I don't usually go to the kiddie section, but for some reason, I don't know, it must have been fate. Somehow I ended up looking in the kiddie section. I don't know why really, because I've got my grandchildren, but I don't usually buy for them out the charity shops. And what did I see? Brand new in its box. I could not believe it. It was a mini Sentro knit machine, and it obviously ended up there because somebody thought it was just a toy. And I suppose kids can use them, but lots and lots of adults use them for projects just like this. So I was absolutely thrilled to bits, and I thought to myself, I bet there's something missing or it's broken. It was absolutely brand new, and it still had the wool that you get with it. You always get a couple of balls of wool, all its instructions, everything. So I was so pleased, and in fact if you go back on my videos right back a few years, I did an unboxing of this very machine, and yeah, and it's just, the little thing just fell off of it. I've got look for that, oh there it is, thing for the gauge just fell off. I'll have to pop that back in. Yeah, so that goes in there. That's where you wrap your wool down to set your gauge, and the wool just goes through there, and it works in exactly the same way as your big machine, but it goes around like that. And if you've never used one, and you see one of these, they're not that expensive. They're more expensive than you think they would. They're not as dear. The expensive ones are the Addy machines, but these are the next best thing if you can't afford an Addy, because the Addies cost over £100 for the bigger ones. I don't know what they are. They're probably just not a lot different, I don't think. But yeah, so these are great. So you can do preemie hats on them, you can do kids scarves, you can do mittens, I've done bed socks on them before with sort of like fleecy yarn. But yeah, so what I did the body of this on the big Sentro, and then I did the top bit on the little Sentro, and then I just joined them together, just grafted them together, and that was that. So I was really pleased to find this. I was so excited to get it back again, and I shall not be selling it. And it cost me £5. Can you believe that? £5. They obviously thought, they'd put it in the kiddie section, that was it. So I'm really pleased with that. I don't have anything else to show you. The only thing is, I was going to knit the Felix sweater, and I think I told you this before, but I sent for the wool from on the internet, and it was like a bargain wool. It wasn't warehouse or anything like that. It was one I hadn't really kind of heard of before, but I think it is well, it's just that I hadn't used it. And I was going to do it in the Let Lopi, and what had happened was it was out of stock. They didn't charge my card or anything, but it was out of stock, and they just said, this was back in November, and they said, oh, it'll be back in stock on December the 12th. So I then got an email from them. They still didn't have it, and it was going to be January the 6th or something like that it was going to be back in, and I still haven't heard anything. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, do I really still, I don't think I can bother with this now. So yeah, I mean, if they do charge my card and send me the wool, that's great, I'll do it. If they don't, I'm not particularly bothered, although I do have the pattern, but I think now I fancy more doing like the Felix cardigan instead. So what I was thinking instead, I wanted to write down what it was. Actually, I'm just going to go and find out, and then I'm going to come back to you. So just wait there a sec. Right, I'm back. Yeah, so the pattern that I've been looking at is Jennifer Steingass Arboreal. It's a colour work sweater with the yoke. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. What I'll do is I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. And I'm just wondering if anybody's done that sweater before, and if they've done it, I had it written down as Drops Lima. That's not what she's knitted it in, but I was thinking about doing the Drops Lima. So if you happen to have done Jennifer Steingass's, oh, sorry, I don't know if that's pronounced right, the Arboreal sweater in Drops Lima, could you let me know how you got on with it? Because I'd be really interested to know, because I think I want to give that a go. So I don't think I've got anything else to say now. I think I've covered just about everything. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe. I really would like it. It would make me very, very happy if you did. Please leave me a message. You know, if you've got any questions you want to ask me, or if you just want to say hi, please do, because I just love reading your messages. It's just great. It really does fill me with joy. So all I can say is thank you very much. I hope you all have a very happy new year, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.